I spent 62 days in Bali, sold everything, almost ran out of money, and first time leaving the country. Why did I do that? Because I wanted to see, could I just be silent, be quiet, meditate, and be love, and allow that loving, godly force that comes from silence to guide my life. Yes, I can. But from what I came about in those 62 days spending alone in Bali, just being on the beach, just meditating, just training, being quiet, being silent, is that the work you're avoiding is always going to be there. From my frame, all we have to do as human men is expand, grow, and be our best human selves. But in order to be our best human selves, you got to ask the question, you got to get quiet, you got to get silent, and actually define that for yourself from a loving, expansive state, from a loving, expansive place. And how do you actually do that? You eliminate fear, eliminate anxiety, eliminate limit, because they literally do not exist. A way to do that is to step into fear, anxiety, and limit, and meditate to silence your mind in order to actually see what is your current ego structure, what is your current story and narrative that you're repeating to yourself, because that literally creates your entire life. Do you allow societal pressures, do you allow other human beings' opinions to guide your entire living existence? If the answer is any form of yes, you have to silence your mind, get in the best of your life, and then define and find that for yourself, whether you want to call it a universal loving essence and force that expands, that grows and evolves, or you want to define it as a one true God. But that is why I sold everything, but left the country with no plan B to Bali, Indonesia. Ultimately, I found that what the trite saying is that wherever you go, there you are is absolutely true, and the work that you're avoiding is always going to be there for you, because you follow you. Only you could ever know what you want of your human life and the one and only time that you are alive. So the best way to find that out is to get quiet, get silent, and get yourself in the best energetic state. And getting in the best of your life is part of being in the best energetic state. Meditating is part of being in the best energetic state. Living in flow and being loving, being proactive in your life is the way to stay in the best energetic state. But in order to actually do that, you got to define it. And then you got to practice physically, mentally, with your words and how you respond to the world around you all the time, to live in that way, live in that expansive way. And proactive ways to do that is step into fear, step into anxiety. Those are internal states that you yourself create. They don't exist in the external world. So you can get to a place where you see that you can do whatever you want in your one and only human life, and then from a place of power, from a place of love, you can decide what you want to do with your one and human life. Because when you immerse and expose yourself to anxiety, fear, limits which don't actually exist, everything, your life expands, your mind expands, your spirit expands. What you see that you can do in this human life, it expands, because you see they do not exist. They likely exist because in the past you had a sort of experience that created an emotional, physiological reaction, and you might have created a story or narrative of being shy, of being the type of person that X, A, B, and C doesn't even fucking matter. You are creating that for yourself. It realizes you're the one that's creating that in your mind, and it is perpetually being projected upon you by other human beings, especially if you're saying it about yourself. And if other human beings are operating unconsciously without doing the work themselves, they're just going to agree with you or they're just going to project it back on you, because it's the easy path. It's the path of not defining and deciding your life. It is the default setting. So if you're still watching this video, I went to a foreign country, sold everything, wanted to get quiet, get silent, follow God, have a loving essence guide my entire life, just be in flow, just be love. And that's why I left the country. 62 days, sold everything. But the actionables that I would give to you if you're still here, get in the best shape of your life in order to have your best mind, in order to decide your life from a powerful, loving state, actually knowing that you can do whatever you want in your one and only human life, realizing that the only time is now. Put it into practice. I went through a phase of about 3 to 5 years where I hyper-focused on death. I cried about my own death. I cried about the death of my loved ones and the family. In order to expand yourself, you have to deal with these things proactively. I'm just sharing some of the things that I've done myself. I've studied many of the winners and champions, 7- to 9-figure humans, just to see the patterns and frameworks that work in this human life. Ultimately, you start hearing the same things. Water's wet. When it comes to Steve Jobs, Jeff Bezos, John D. Rockefeller, a lot of consciousness theory, a lot of ego development theory, a lot of human behavior. And when I drill it down to what is useful here and now, it's ultimately that you create your own internal state, and from that internal state, you create that external state. But bringing it to the actionables, kill fear, kill limit, kill emotional internal reactions that are not positive, that aren't expansive, because they are self-created and they literally don't exist. When you expose yourself and immerse yourself in them repeatedly, and from that place you gain a lot of clarity and a lot of ability to decide your own human existence, your own life, from a place of giving, from a place of love, a godliness place, a godly place, a place of evolution, a place of being your best human self without being framed by societal pressures, stories, or narratives that don't actually exist. Yes, they are repeated within humans and the human life and earth, etc., etc. But then from there, you can actually decide for yourself what you want to do with your one and only human existence. Get in the best of your life. Silence your mind. Decide and create your life. May this video have served you well. Have a blessed week.
How is it? I love it. I love it. Menang. Is that what it is?
Menang. You win, brother.
Win.
I love you, G. Fuck. It's in the bag. It's in the bag. It's done. Billions.